We are here with Phil Nations. He is running for Troup County Commissioner. Phil, thank you for being with us today.
Oh, I love to be here. Thank you, ma'am.
Will you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I was born and raised Troup County, Georgia. Lived here all my life. As far as started my own business when I was 20 years old, 1975. I've had a number of businesses through the years, and I'm currently retired, but I'm still working as a CDL instructor at West Georgia College.
Okay.
So basically, I've got 9 grandkids, and they're from 22 to 4 as far as, and they're scattered all over the place. But that's pretty much me. But I love Troup County, and I've been very, very, very imposed by a lot of things that go on when I know they're wrong, and I need to get in and do some changes. That's why I ran for chairman before. As far as the actual, I'm running for District 4, and the man that's been in there, he's been in there 20 years, and he's pretty much, I feel like, for the money people. And I am for all people, especially the medium and to the low people, because the lower income need help. And our county's in a bad situation with the management they have up there now. They make decisions that the people, they voted in the money on the splosh, but yet the commissioners, they don't let them vote to spend it. They just spend it themselves. Basically, I want to make some changes. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Was there anything in your recently or in your history, any specific occurrence that has led you to run for office?
Yeah, I think back 2 years ago, there were several changes they were making at different levels up there at the commissioner's office. They had put in a new county manager, and they had hired some assistants for the county manager that I don't feel like he needs 2 assistants. And I think that's money wasted. I mean, I could go on and on about things up there that I know about that people, they don't have no business being there. It's county money, tax money. It's just being spent to people that don't need to be there. That's why I ran the first time.
Tell us a little bit about your experience and leadership qualities that you think lead to you being qualified and to be successful in this position.
Well, we'll put it this way. I've been in business since 1975. I've probably hired and worked thousands of people through the years, interviewed people, worked with them. And my philosophy was always, I'll never ask you to do anything I hadn't done and won't do again. And I feel the same way about the people of Troup County, because I grew up here and I know all these people. And they need somebody to help them because they don't have anybody to speak out. And I ain't got a problem speaking out. I will say my thing. Some people don't like it, but I will say it.
I want to change topics and ask you about some recent votes.
Okay.
And get your position on them. So there was a recent short-term rental vote, and there was additional restrictions put in place limiting that a home could not be rented as a short-term rental for more than 175 days a year, and you had to own the home at least 3 years before you could even request a permit for short-term rental. Also, a requirement or a limitation is there will only be 12 permits approved per year. What is your opinion of this, and do you support modification or reevaluating these changes?
It needs to be reevaluated. It does not need to happen. Who has the right to tell you how long you can rent your house for that you own? Our commissioners don't have that right. You got 5 people up there think they can run this place. They can't do it. The people's got to run it. The people's got to be here. But putting restrictions like that, no. Disagree 100%.
And so what would you say to the neighbors of those homes that have short-term rentals in them that have been to the county complaining?
basically, they either need to decide if they like the people, or they need to find another neighborhood that's not happening in. I mean, hey, because people have a right to rent their property to whoever they want to.
And there are subdivisions that have covenants and restrictions
Oh, yeah.
that restrict against this.
Right, I understand.
I want to also ask you about the privatization of our sanitation.
Okay?
That was voted in, a 3-2 vote, almost a year ago. So shortly we'll be coming up on that contract.
Right.
What is your opinion of how the county needs to be moved forward with the sanitation? Do you support oversight maybe of the sanitation sites and are citizens being able to choose what company they want to use for their household or maybe not using anyone? Or do you think it needs to continue the way that it's in place now?
Definitely does not need to continue the way it's in place now. Never should have happened. It was one of those deals where it all got worked out probably 2 or 3 months before anybody in the public ever even heard about it. And it's not right. They should have bid it out. And when they even bid it out, it was a company out of state. It got to be. And that one bid, they didn't bid it out to locals. You know, they say, well, CNC didn't want to bid. CNC wouldn't bid. Trust me. I know the people. They're good folks. They've been here servicing. And my opponent said we didn't used to have rural unincorporated trash pickup before Martin. That's why they're having problems. That's not true. Back in the 90s, we had a company called John Sanitation, and that was early 90s. And then after that, it was Mr. Green Jeans came in. Yeah. And then after that, CNC came in. CNC been in place a long time, probably 15 years or maybe longer. And then all of a sudden, they just take the whole thing and say, hey, we're the county, we're the commissioners, we're going to decide who we want to give this contract to. And the people don't have a choice on who they want to use for their garbage pickup out there in the rural. It's just not good. The whole thing's bad. It needs to be redone, the whole works.
Do you agree something needed to be done, though?
Yeah, it needs some help, but it should have been put to the public on what we need to do. You just don't decide what you're going to do. That could have been done, but nobody even ever discussed what else could have been done.
Bill, what do you think is the biggest challenge that's facing Troup County right now?
I think one of the things is going to be infrastructure because of all the new housing coming in here, the apartments. It's going to be one of the problems. I don't think it's ready for all this. And the schools are not ready for that. I mean, if you got people moving in, they got 2 kids, and what's that going to do to the school system? I mean, who was deciding on all this stuff coming in here? And what were they thinking, and why were they thinking? I know we should grow. Everybody should grow. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with people making money. I have no problem with life in general as far as being, straight above. But all the stuff that they got going on with that, I look forward. It's going to be a problem. That's one of the problems. The trash situation is going to be a problem until they get something done with it. Because right now, I talk to people all the time. They'll call me. And they'll tell me, my trash has been picked up 3 or 4 days, and they were supposed to be here Monday, and come on Thursday. And just all kinds of stuff like that. Trash situation is bad. The jail needs to be looked at. It's in bad shape. It needs some help. And as far as the salaries out there, they need to be comparable with the rest of the area around on the people's pay. The city they got a raise to $60,000 to walk in the door. And those deputies out there, they make like 40 something. And that's some challenges that people need to look at. Let me see if I got everything. I got a piece of paper that I stand for. Lowering taxes for seniors, that's something that needs to be worked on. Fix the sanitation, garbage for all citizens. Reopen the work camp. that we can keep our roads cleaned up and revamp the jail and increase salaries. Stop unnecessary project spendings like the multi-million-dollar venue, Pine Road Park. Trust me, it's a beautiful place. But is the citizen going to use that around here? Is it going to be for them, or is it going to be for corporate? So there's some changes that need to be made.
I want to ask you one more question.
All right.
The minimum building square footage for Troup County in the unincorporated area is 1,000 square feet.
Right.
If a citizen owns at least 1 acre, they can put in a septic tank, they can put in a well. Do you support modifications to allow individuals to build a smaller home if they want to?
Absolutely. I do.
Okay, very good. And one more question is, what do you recommend and agree to for collaboration between Troup County government and Troup County school system? Is your charter does not allow you to have any direct responsibility for the Troup County school system, but our school system is producing the future of Troup County.
Absolutely.
And if we don't take a stance to ensure that all of our students are reaching their full potential, then we're limiting the future of our community.
Yeah.
What collaboration do you think needs to happen between the two and the cities?
Well, I think they need to, number one, all the people that's in the board, they need to be meeting and talking and finding out what the problems are and what's causing all this, because Troup County schools are way, way down as far as on the list. And it's probably lower than it was when I was in school. And what they need to do, they need to revamp and relook at what the educational program is about and quit trying to spend money on all this other stuff and use that money, because I mean, it's some of the highest tax we got. They got plenty of money. That ain't the problem. The problem is the personnel and taking care and understanding how they need to teach our students.
So you would be open to collaboration to offer influence?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Phil, I'm going to give you an opportunity to take a couple minutes and tell the public why they should vote for you.
Okay. Number one, born and raised here. I'll tell you a little quick story real quick. My daddy was, he ran a rolling store 48 years out in the rural country. He rolled around to the people that was not able to get to town. And he actually sold stuff to them off of this truck for 48 years in Troup County, in Meriwether County, Harris County, Heard County. And I rode with him a lot as a kid. And I learned a whole lot about people out in the county and things that they had need for. And he did a lot of help for them. He would take their cleaners to town and have it cleaned and take back to them the next time around, because he had certain stops every day. It was 5 days a week, that's where he worked. But the actual stuff that he did for the people made me understand, hey, people need to help people. That's what it's all about. Instead of finding something against them or taking away from them, they need to find the good, and it's good in everybody. Just
Right.
need to find it.
Right.
Yeah. And I appreciate everybody in their vote in District 4. And anything I can do, my phone number is 706-594-9503. And I thank y'all very much.
Well, Phil, thank you so much for being with us today. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to hearing more from you.
Thank you, ma'am. You will.